Alright, I've got the audio turned off on Paul's work on this one. February 7th, 2022. Quite the mess of a pan. So I'm going to hit play here in a minute and we'll get going. Before we do, as far as the conversations of all the other observations, let's really start out by noting that if we assume that this is all actual water in its actual place, and this is actually the horizon or actually the shoreline, we can start with an understanding that these are the points we're going to be discussing here. For anybody who thinks that this is actual, let's see if the video conveys that thought across the board. In general, right now, everything kind of looks like that might be an easy sell, except for these excessively large waves here that should be lapping the shore and at that distance are probably 30, 40, 50 feet in height if you were to assume that that was real. Okay, water at this distance is not going to be viewed like this. Okay, this is really not real. These waves that are sweeping across there would be tsunami height. So let's just realize that's not real. Let me back up a second here. We're also not seeing the landmarks down below, the white below this mass here that Paul identifies regularly, the ridges that run down. We're not seeing any aspect of the 101, which we typically don't see, but we'll get to that as we go. This effect is getting higher and higher, people. Is this a waterline? Does anybody think that this is real? This is the sky. Here's the differentiation between the sky and what is below. And what is below, I'm going to say, is a product of refraction. This is how light coming from the water surface, being bent by refraction, is presenting itself to us. So let's continue. It's got waves. Oh, wait a second here. What do we got? We've got a split. We've got multiple layers of water that are now floating in the air. Okay, still floating. Oh, it gets better as we go. How do we measure this? Okay, how do we measure the angular mess that this is? You know, objects here that are moving, that are mirrored. Is this on the water or is this in the air? Let's keep on going. We have vehicles traveling. Okay, they're mirage, they're moving back and forth. How do we know that? We'll get to it. They start running up a hill. Right there. They're going up a hill on the expressway. How is that between layers of water, people? And it drifts away into nothing. This refractive event is collapsing. Okay, it's starting to level out where it's back at a height closer to where it should be. This boat or car is mirrored up here. It's in two places. Refraction. Okay? Understand what refraction does. Refraction does not flatten the globe. Refraction is doing other things. Bizarre. Great visual effects. Okay, and we get back out to our platforms. But the point of the video has already passed.